Hello, I'm about to show you how to do a company example using your B-Star buy-sell software. So what you'll do is you log into the website here and you'll see that up the top here we have get quote, brochures and agreements. So it's very user friendly. If you need to get a quote for insurance, that's usually the first spot you'll go. Go in there, fill out how much insurance you want, occupation, class, age and ex-birthday, smoker or non-smoker, and it'll calculate the premium for you. You'll also have brochures up here. You'll have a client brochure and an accountant brochure. I recommend reading the accountant brochure. The client brochure is not a hell of a lot different, but it is something that you can download and give to your clients. It's just a little bit of marketing material along with the videos that we've done that you can hand out. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to download, I will go back to the agreement. So to create a new agreement, you'll click on here and we'll fill in the entity. You've got a company, partnership or unit trust. So let's just say for this example we're using a company, $2 million value, and we'll call it Specialized Insurance Group, and ACN, and our address is level 1, 305 Clarendon Street in South Melbourne, Vic 3205. Okay, so once I've put in the address of the company, it'll ask me how many directors there are. So for this example we'll say there's 2, myself, Seamus O'Brien, and my address 125 Smith Street, we'll say in Melbourne, Vic 3000. I just want you to notice the different addresses. So just remember I'm in Smith Street, and we'll put in the second director as Angus Elliott, and we'll put in him at 10 Jones Street, South Yarra, Vic 3141. Okay, so now that I've put in the name and address of the company and the name and address of the 2 directors, I've actually done about 90% of the data entry. We have a couple of, we have a hotkey that you'll be able to use for everything else. So you'll see that in a minute. So the second part asks how many shareholders. So for this example, I'll say there's the 2 of us. And I'll say for myself, there are 4 options here. I'll say I'm an individual as trustee for a family trust for this example. So I've already entered my name. I can hit spacebar and my name will be there. I've already done my address. Again, I can hit spacebar, go through the addresses I've already entered. So Smith Street in Melbourne is where I will be living. And then I put in the trust name, the address. Now this will usually be the accountant's office, so again I'll hit spacebar and I'll assume that it's at the office here. So along the way there's going to be 2 questions you're going to get asked. The first is this shareholder associated with the principal in the business? Now that will be yes most of the time. The only time it's going to be no is when you have a shareholder who's a silent shareholder, or that shareholder doesn't work more than 15 hours a week in the business. So you might get a situation where someone's working 1 day a week, in which case they're uninsurable, and you'll have to answer no to this question. But most of the time it'll be no, simply because they're a silent shareholder. For Angus, we will say he's a company as trustee for a family trust. We'll call it ABC Proprietary Limited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, as I said before, it'll most likely be registered at the office, so we'll click on that. And again, I've just hit spacebar to do that. How many directors there are for his trustee company, we'll just say it's him. Again, hit spacebar, his address, Jones Street, South Yarra, already entered. And you'll see already there's quite a few addresses that need to be put in. We'll put in the Elliott Family Trust. Again, another address, we'll say it's the office, and again I'm just hitting spacebar to get that list. It's a lot quicker than having a drop-down box. For a drop-down box, you actually have to go all the way over, click on the drop-down, but if you hit spacebar, it happens so much quicker. So again, is this shareholder associated with the principal in the business? The answer will be yes. Again, only a no if they're a silent shareholder. How many principals there are there? So this is the third part of the equation. We'll say there's just me and Gus in this situation. Put myself in 50%. Seamus.O'Brien. Oops. O'Brien. That's sigr.com.au. O'Brien 692343. Again, my address needs to go in, which is my home address. And the second question here is, which shareholder interest ownership is this principal associated with? So you'll recall I'm an individual as trustee for my family trust, so I click on my name and it links up my shareholding to that tax entity. Then we go on to Gus, again, spacebar, 50% ownership, and Gus. I don't know Gus's number off the top of my head. Let's just assume it's that. And we go into his address in Jones Street, South Yarra. Again, it'll ask, which shareholder interest ownership is this principal associated with? And you'll recall we made him trustee, a company as trustee for his family trust. So I click on that, links it up, I click save, and there you go, it's telling me that something is missing. So scroll down, and we'll find out very quickly what that may be. I think I might have done one too many numbers on Gus's phone number. Actually, is that too many numbers? Yeah, too many numbers. So we'll pick up mistakes like that as with the email address or the phone number, or I click save, and again it says we're done. So the agreement's then ready to download here, and I'll go through that in another video. So thank you, and you can see how easy that is. Now, it will click automatically through to an insurance area. It'll ask how much insurance you want, so it'll already have me there. Maximum amount of cover I can get is already populated, so you can't increase this number. You can decrease it, but you'll see 1 million is half share in a $2 million business which we put in. It will ask what my occupation is next, and you'll have 5 options here, professional down to unskilled. Most are going to be this professional white collar. Professionals, your tertiary qualified professionals, and your white collars, you know, your office manager / owner, director. So we'll put in professional. If you're unsure, click here on this button, and it has every occupation known to mankind listed here. I'll just see if I can drag the screen across so you can see that. So we've got abalone diver. Well, let's go straight to the accountant, qualified CPA, rating 1. We've got your acrobat in the circus, rating 5. So anyone who's rating 5 is uninsurable. Anyone rating 1 to 4 can get insurance. Okay, so that's just there if you need it. So back to this. I'll just drag this screen back across and center it up for you. Okay, so I'll put myself in as a professional, financial planner. Age next birthday, 43. Say I'm a non-smoker. Click get a quote. Bang, $1,500 for me to be insured. Okay. I scroll down a bit further, and it says here, would I like to apply for insurance? I say yes. And it's going to ask me 3 questions here. Firstly is, am I working 15 hours a week in the job? As I told you before, if that's a no, you cannot get insurance, but as I said, most of the time it should be a yes. The second question is, I've never had any insurance for disability, trauma or life, deferred, declined or modified before. So that's going to be a yes most of the time. It potentially could be a no if you've got someone and they've got a modified terms on their existing insurance. They may have something like a diabetes exclusion or a back exclusion on their income protection, or a knee exclusion, something like that. Now, in such a case, the best thing to do is to give Noel a call. You'll see his name will be appearing down here and his phone number's listed there as well. And he'll say, yep, it's not an issue, or we can offer modified terms as well, or the person's uninsurable. So now the third question, this is the only medical question they get asked. I've never knowingly had or been diagnosed with one of these 5 diseases, which is diabetes, cancer, heart disease, liver or kidney disease. So any of those 5, and you'd have to give Noel a call. And it goes on to say, or any such condition that could reasonably be expected to cause me to be unable to continue in gainful employment prior to my 65th birthday. So that basically means any of those 5 diseases, or you're terminally ill, or you've got something like MS or something that you'd reasonably be expected to not work to age 65 in that scenario. Again, any queries you have, give Noel a call. So let's say you had someone come in and said, listen, they've got diabetes. Call Noel and he'll say, listen, what sort of type 1 or 2 diabetes? He'll say, again, we can probably put in a diabetes exclusion, or there might be some loading on that, or he'll say, listen, they're uninsurable. So again, most of the time that's going to be a yes, in which case you're automatically qualified for insurance. We go down to Gus here. Again, it's pre-populated. I'll put him in as a professional financial planner. Age next birthday. I'm going to just do a scenario here where Gus is an older person and he's 60, turning 61. And we'll say he's a smoker. And you'll see here, you get into a situation where the premiums are quite high. Now, in a scenario like this, the clients are probably going to go, that's just too much to pay. Let's say he's a non-smoker, and you'll see that it is still quite high. So you might say to a guy like that, listen, you don't have to get the full million. Let's just do 250,000. Requote, and it gets down to a more manageable amount of cover. It's better to have something nothing, because as I said all along, this insurance is exceptionally good just because the underwriting's so easy, and if you can get it, you take it. So again, we'd say yes, he would get insurance, and we tick off yes, yes, yes to these 3 questions. Now, once that's done, bang, it'll say he's eligible for insurance. You click on this box here. There's a product disclosure statement and a duty disclosure. You can print that out if you want and give it to the clients. You can copy and PDF and email it to them. They will actually get a copy of that anyway when their policy document arrives. So once I click save there, those quotes are automatically sent off to the UK for underwriting. It takes up to 2 business days at the moment for that to happen. In about 1 or 2 months, that will happen instantaneously in about a minute or 2. So it's very important that you tell the clients they are not covered until they get an email with their policy. So that could take up to 2 days, but it's just very important that you let them know that. On the live version, it will flick through to a payment screen, and the clients can pay by ETF or credit card. That's all there is to it. It's very simple. As you can see, it doesn't take long. The buy-sell agreement's ready to download here. I click on that, and I can open that up, and I can print and save it off to give to the clients. You'll see here that it's ready there to print. And I will go through this in a bit more detail in a separate video, but it's ready there to print and get the clients to sign. So that's it. All very easy, 10 to 15 minutes at the most. I hope you watch the next video on the legal agreement, and I'll go through that in a bit more detail. Thank you.